Most people don't fail juice fasting because of hunger. They end up failing for a reason that no one really talks about it. And I had to find this out the hard way over many years. So today I'm going to tell you exactly what I did and how to avoid it. Think about it. You are starting a juice fast. You're getting all the plans together. You're getting the recipes together. You're setting some time aside to be able to do this, a good amount of time in some cases, and you're ready. And now after the first day or the second day or the third day, you are getting to the point, like I did many times, where the thought and the cravings and the detox symptoms start to become unbearable. And I'm thinking, I just need to be more willing to work through this, to white knuckle it through. Then what happens is I end up getting that thought and it gets too hard and I end up failing and eating something, most likely in my case, binging again and feeling guilt and shame, remorse, knowing that this fast was going to be a great endeavor for my health. And I committed to it and I planned everything meticulously. And I even potentially got a friend involved. And I failed. I failed way shorter than what I actually wanted to achieve from the fast. The biggest reason that I see is restricting calories. Now, on juice fasting, people think that as a result of juice fasting, we have to restrict the calories to, one, get the results of the juice fast and the detox symptoms, and two, having more than 3 quarts or 3 liters or 4 liters of juice per day should be sufficient. Now, in actual fact, it will be sufficient for a couple of days, maybe 3 days, 4 days, potentially even 7 days. That will be sufficient, enough to not start losing weight, to get intense cravings. Yeah. And look, if you really power through, great, you can go further. I've stretched that and it was miserable. I ended up stretching it to 10 days and it was miserable for me. Having more than 3 to 4 liters of juice, and it's what it's called as a juice feast, having up to 7 to 8 liters of juice, so you're getting sufficient calories, anywhere from 2,000 to 3,000 calories, ideally 2,500 calories of juice. So one, you have enough energy. You're having enough energy to provide your body and allow it to detox, to go through the detox symptoms, to push out all the muck and the plaque and the biofilm that's accumulated in the body for many years. Because many people, including myself, end up doing a fast when they've gotten to a point where they've become really sick and they're needing some major change. And they've been doing consistent habits over a period of long years, like I was, and then boom, wanting to go into this fast. We require energy. So not restricting calories and getting sufficient calories is going to be able to do that. And I recommend 4 liters of green juice. I have a link to another YouTube video on a recipe for a lemon ginger blast that you can go through that achieves that. And the other 3 to 4 liters coming from citrus fruits, specifically orange, pineapple, and grapefruit. That is going to allow your body sufficient calories to be able to fast, to be able to do an extended fast, even longer than 3, 4, 7 days, however long you want to go for, but you will go for longer, and not get those intense cravings and hunger and those intense detox symptoms that your body's struggling to be able to push through because you don't have sufficient calories. That's one. The second that I see, and I've experienced for myself many, many times over, is instead of willpower, it's surrender. Surrendering, letting go. This is absolutely crucial, because when I first started fasting, juice fasting, I was trying to control it and work through it day by day by day, hour by hour by hour. What I did not do was let that go. Now, I choose to call that God, and I believe in Jesus. You can have any higher power of your understanding that works for you. Letting it go. And what that looks like is, rather than thinking about it, oh, I'm letting it go, I'm letting this go. It's a shift in your heart, and it's like a relaxation, and it's breathing into it to give that to your higher power, to give that to God. I'm not in control over this. You are. You're guiding me. That's what it looks like. And so it's at the heart. It's not at the head. Because what can happen, especially when willpower, we can be willing. That willingness has to be built on letting it go, letting that process go. And this is how I ended up developing more of a spiritual muscle. Because what I was doing before was I was white knuckling. I was hanging on. I was counting like the hours and days of like trying to push through. Well, rather than breathing, giving it to God, and literally practicing turning it over, handing that over to that power. It's crucial. At times when that thought has become so prevalent, or I have become a little hungry. Now, trust me, you're not going to get hungry with so many calories of juice, but that thought of food comes up, letting it go. And the quicker you let it go, in my experience, the quicker that's let go, the quicker you can progress and keep on whatever task or situation that you're about to do. The third that I see is not juice fasting to the point of removing mucoid plaque. So I experienced this in a juice fast that I did when I ended up doing 37 days. I ended up going to 30 days with small releases of this black matter and muck and plaque from my body. And on the 30th day, I ended up removing a long, very long, devilish is how it looked like, snake from my body. It completely changed my perception on what a juice fast is, what I'm trying to achieve with my health, and the goal to work towards. Now, when I help people, and certainly my experience for myself, the goal is to remove mucoid plaque when you're doing a juice fast. That is the goal. When that can happen, you can start to absorb the nutrients in your body much more efficient. You can look to heal your body. The constipation that I was feeling, it was gone. The health issues that I was experiencing with the inflammation and the allergies, they slowly went away over a period of time, but it had to start from removing this muck that had been caked on my digestive tract wall, that only an extended juice fast, very specific, citrus-based, green juice-based, can aim to achieve. The last and possibly most important key to all this is support and coaching. Without this, I would have never been able to start my journey and continue long term without having sustainable support and ongoing coaching. Because you do not know what you do not know. And if I'm going in this direction and my mentor says to go into this direction, think of how long I've been going on this path for. And for me, it was 3 years of inner turmoil and hell. It's literally how it felt. Mentally, I was getting worse and worse. My health was getting worse. My situation was getting worse. So I finally asked for some help and guidance. I was course corrected. And from that correction, I was able to start to build a foundation and to continue on. Most people require this. I required this. I was not able to do this without ongoing support. I wasn't able to. It's the key. You can try and do it yourself. I tried for many years and some have succeeded. Props to them. I tried. The coaching and ongoing support helps immeasurably because it's talking with someone that's experienced it. It's, okay, what do I do here on this is to go? And if I'm feeling very intense and overwhelmed with emotions or detox symptoms, it's being able to be guided through that. Now I understand those behavioral patterns. I know how to coach myself out of that. I know that. So I'm not needing that going forward unless I'm wanting to experience another level to my health. But ongoing coaching and support is so important, especially when we're at the start of any journey and this journey in health. So these are the things that I have found most important when continuing this journey and juice fasting. And what I see most people fail. Most people fail because they restrict too many calories and then they go off it too early. They don't surrender. They try and be willing. They don't have a real cemented reason as to why and a connection with a God of their own understanding to hand it over to work through some of the stuff that comes up in a juice fast, mentally, physically, and spiritually. 3, their goal is not to remove mucoid plaque. And when that's not the goal, it can, and I've seen this happen and I've experienced it, that you end up cutting it too short, too early to actually receive the health benefits you're wanting. The purpose of a juice fast, that is the purpose. And the last one is coaching and support. Now, if you're wanting further coaching and support, click the link down below. There's a free training that I provide. Watch that. It goes into detail how to do a juice fast so you can really understand what's involved. And I believe strongly that that's going to help kickstart the process for you. And I really hope that it does. Because for me, it was 6 years ago that this journey happened. And I'm so grateful that I got ongoing support. And I've continued to invest in that. So all the best on your health journey. And I'll see you in the next one.